Xin chào các bạn, mình là Brooklyn Day. Hi everyone, my name's Brooklyn. So, what does it mean to finish the year strong? This is something that I am considering for myself. When I post this video, it'll be the end of the year. 2024 has been a huge year for me. Every year around this time, I get very reflective, thinking back on what happened in the past year. This year, I got married in January, moved to Vietnam in April, began teaching in May, started this channel in June, welcomed my nephew in August, and went through Typhoon Yagi in September. In 2024, I've said goodbye to a lot of people back home in America and began relationships with a lot of people here in Vietnam. I've closed out my home where I lived alone by myself and started a new home here in Vietnam with my husband and with his family. I've finished another degree. I've had some hard things happen behind the scenes, and I've missed some major milestones that have happened in my family's life back in America. At the end of the year, not only do I like to reflect on what I've done, but also I like to reflect on what I've learned. This year has had 3 main life lessons for me. I'm still actively learning these things, but I hope that I'm a little bit better at them than I was at the beginning of the year. The first lesson is on internal and mental strength. I'm not naturally someone who likes to push myself. I like my comfort and my routine. But I got married, and a marriage can't really be successful when you are weak of heart. There were 2 months after Vu and I got married that I was alone in the States and had to stay strong during that time. Then, moving across the world has not always been comfortable. Vu has been incredibly helpful for me in this time, and he is naturally stronger than I am. He teaches me to be mentally stronger, but also he helps me when I am weak. Because of him and this year, I think I've come out stronger than when I started. I still wouldn't describe myself as a strong person, but the goal is just to get a little stronger and a little better each year. My second life lesson has been on dependency. This seems quite opposite to the first lesson of being strong, but it isn't necessarily the opposite. Hear me out. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to ask for help. We can be strong, but as humans, we have limits. We are not created to be able to do everything on our own. There's so many things I haven't been able to do for myself since moving to Vietnam, but there are so many wonderful people in my life who want to help me, and I am learning to depend on them. My third life lesson is selflessness. This will certainly be a lifelong lesson. Before marriage, I wouldn't have said that I was a selfish person, but marriage has a way of exposing one's imperfections. I think we are all somewhat selfish, seeking to do things for our best interest. But I love Vu and I want the best for our marriage. Not only that, but when I married Vu, I made a commitment before God and others to put us together ahead of myself. This is something that I have to daily choose to do. A lot of days I fail, and so I ask for forgiveness from Vu and grace from God to do better. That's been my year. Finishing the year strong for me means making sure that this year doesn't go to waste. So I try to remember everything. I remember the good and give thanks for it. I remember the bad and try to learn from it. If there's any bitterness in my heart over something, I seek to make peace with that, whether that involves forgiving someone or just accepting something in my life. And I examine the life lessons and try to continue to grow from them. Finishing the year strong also means preparing for the next year. Since I was a teenager, I've made New Year's goals, but I haven't always been the best at carrying out those goals throughout the year. My only goal for the year of 2024 was to get married and move to Vietnam because I really didn't know what to expect. For 2025, Vu and I have some financial and some business goals together. I am making certain goals about growing this channel, things like that. But also, I am focusing on who I want to become and why. I want to become more disciplined so that I can make the most of the life that God has given me. I want to become a healthier person physically so that I can be the best version of myself for my future children. Then I take those things and make goals from them that fit with my current life. I encourage you to do some introspection this season. What have you learned from this year? And what do you want from next year? If you're comfortable, I'd love it if you would share it down in the comments below. Okay, thank you guys for listening. That's all for today. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.